Hey everyone, we're here today to teach Jim how to code. This is Jim. Say hi, Jim.
Hi.
Okay, so Jim, are you a programmer?
No.
Have you ever done any programming at all?
No.
Okay, well then, today you're going to write your first program. So I'm going to help Jim. I'm a programmer and I've been doing it for a couple years. And we're going to teach Jim how to write kind of the beginner program, which is called Hello World. Now we might gloss over a couple things really quickly. That's okay. We're going to cover them in later videos. For now, the goal is to have Jim, who's not a programmer, who's never written code, to write his first line of code, writing Hello World. All right, go ahead, Jim.
So a line of code.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just write line of code.
Well, no, write your first line of code.
Just write hello world.
Right. Okay.
Hello.
So you can only go so quick if we went this way, right? So here's what I got for Jim. I've got a cheat sheet for you. All right.
Quick cheat sheet.
So here's Jim's cheat sheet. We're going to... Hello. Okay, Jim. 3 lines of code that you're going to write. And what this is going to do is it's going to make the console application, which is a very simple, basic application that you can make.
So you want me to just write these things?
You're going to write these 3 lines of code, and you're going to make a console application say to you, it's going to say, hello world. All right, go ahead. Write that first line of code. I'm going to tell everyone who's watching what these lines of code do. So, string variable. All right, let's take a look at that. The word string defines the type of the variable. That's the word variable. Well, what's a variable? A variable is a container that holds data, and in this case, it's holding a string. I know this because of those little fancy quotes up there. See that quote in the quote that says hello world. So to read this whole line, string variable, which is the container's variable, is equal to hello world. So another maybe simpler way to say this, Jim, might be variable gets hello world. That make sense?
Gets?
Not like it gets it. It's going to get the value of hello world. Did you write that? You're not going ahead, are you?
I'm writing right here.
Okay, so Jim's on the second line of code. All right. That's okay.
You told me to write all 3 lines.
I know, but you're supposed to wait for me. You don't have to wait. Go
Right
ahead.
line.
Console dot write line. All right, console is an object. All right, that's a whole nother video on its own to talk about what an object. But an object is, for now, think of it as a thing that does things. I hope that helps.
Oh yeah, a thing that does
A
things.
thing that
Sure,
does things. All right.
that'll-
Well, right now, what this thing...
I get this whole thing I think already.
What this thing does, console does, is it writes a line to the screen based on that variable that we happen to name variable. So, I mean, you can kind of guess, right? What do you think is going to happen from that line?
It's going to write it.
It's going to write it. All right, now, this last line, console.readLine. All right, if you don't put this line here, what's going to happen is the program is going to run these 2 lines of code. It's going to blink it to the screen really quickly, and then your application closes, and then you won't see the work that you actually did. So that's not really going to help us. So what this says is it tells the console to wait and read a line, and it's going to wait for you to hit enter. And when you hit enter, your program's going to go away. All right, so you wrote all that?
I did write all 3
Okay.
of those lines.
Jim, what do you think the next step is?
Run.
Run. That's right.
Well, I don't mean like run, but run.
Jim's gonna run.
I'm gonna run.
Jim's gonna go for a small jog
Here
so
I
that you
go.
can get the blood flowing. That's right. You're gonna hit start is kind of in this version of the tool that we're using. This is
up here at
a
the
tool called
start.
Visual Studio that we use to write code. So hit start, and that's going to compile. And
There is build errors.
right, because I left something important out.
Would you like to continue and run the last successful build?
So if you had built this before and it worked, which it did because we built it. I built it before you used it. So anyways, hit no for that one. You can just ignore that because we're not going to run the last build. Okay, here's what I want you to do. So you see those errors. Do you see those red X's down there at the bottom? The viewers, I'll put it on the screen so you can see it. Double click on one of those. All right. See where it put your cursor? See how it's blinking there?
Well,
it's
there's a
pretty
red
smart.
line there too, like I was
The little red
misspelled
squiggly.
something.
Little red squiggly. This is what Visual Studio and other
I
tools
see that a
called
lot
IDEs.
when I misspell. Just
It's like a misspelling, exactly. It's a misspelling of the syntax. So go ahead and put, what it's asking you for is a semicolon, which is how we tell the program that that line of code is done. So go ahead and put a semicolon there at the end. Let's see. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, so do the same for the next 2 lines too. All right. All right, perfect. All right, now hit start. Suspense.
all right.
right. Hello
I made
world.
a black box that says "Hello World."
Yeah, it's a console application. You built a console application. That's what it's called.
That's a console.
A console application is an application that basically it's made to work with text in and out. It's kind of the way operating systems were before.
So how do I make it spin around and do all kinds of really cool stuff?
That's for another video. Small steps. Actually, if you think about it, there's a lot of things we covered here, right? There's the fact that code runs sequentially, one line at a time, right? Little errors that you see will be displayed at that bottom output window, and then you fix them, and then you see it work. Now, remember, what happens if you hit enter?
That's what I was going to say. So if I hit enter, it's going to go away.
Well, it should. Excellent.
There it goes.
All right. Everyone at home is clapping for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, so that's it for now. We're going to go over this video and reference it sometime in the future and show all of the little steps that we missed, because there's lots of little pieces here to make all of this work. So we kind of glossed over a lot of them. But for now, thank you, and keep watching.
Yeah, like what's a string?
Well, it's a thing that you use to tie your shoes.
Thanks.
Bye.